For this lesson, I'm working with the project file 0704 Create Effect Presets. You'll find that project file with the media associated with this lesson. Double-click on it to open it in Premiere Pro. Once you're happy with the settings for an effect you've applied, you might want to save those settings for use on other clips as a preset. You can do this easily and reuse the preset on different clips, in different sequences, and even in different projects. At the beginning of this going home sequence, I have a clip called Great Forest with a blur effect on it. You can see it here in the background with this title in front. If I go to the Effect Controls panel, I can see the blurriness is set to 23 and the Repeat Edge Pixels option is on. I want to make this a bit more visible so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to click on this number and type in 40 so it's extra blurry. I'm going to right-click on the Gaussian blur in the Effect Controls panel, and I'm going to choose Save Preset. You'll want to give this effect preset a name that you can easily remember. I'll call this First Blur. And click OK. Now if I go to my Effect panel, which is just tucked away here in the same frame as the Project panel, and look in my Presets category, there's the effect. Now I'm going to drag the navigator over to the end of this sequence and line up my playhead, and let's apply that preset to the last clip. You'll notice that last clip has a dissolve effect already applied between the two sections of the same clip, creating a transition to the blur effect. Let's take a look at that. Now, if I'm happy to keep the blur preset as it is, that's fine. If I'd like to get rid of it, there's a button at the bottom of the Effects panel that I can use to delete it. But you can also combine multiple effects into a single preset. And notice up in the Effect Controls panel, First Blur, the name of my preset, is in brackets after the name of the effect. That's just an easy way to remember the preset that you've used. With this last clip selected, I'm going to go to the Motion Controls in the Effect Controls panel, and I'm going to scale this down to about 85%, something like that, just to give it a border. Now I want to combine this Gaussian blur effect with the motion effect that has that scale adjustment applied. And to do this, I'm going to hold down here in Windows the Control key and on macOS the Command key to make a multiple selection in the Effect Controls panel. With those two effect headings selected, I can right-click, I can choose Save Preset, and let's call this Blur and Scale, and I'll click OK. Now you can see this combined effect preset in my effects panel, and just so you can see it, I'll choose another clip and I'll apply that preset to it. I'm just dragging and dropping, and right away you can see we've got the blur and the scale adjustment, and with that clip selected, in the Effect Controls panel, we can see there's that 85% scale adjustment and there's that Gaussian blur. These presets are not fixed. They just preset the settings for a particular effect, speeding up the configuration of the effect. I can adjust this scale property, for example, and perhaps even reduce the blurriness. Effect presets allow you to become more efficient without restricting your creativity. Anytime you feel you might use an effect in a particular way often, make a preset.